scared me.
Here, hop in real quick. Gotta take this for a rip. Gotta show you the power. A golf cart. This is something that would be, kid me, young Taylor's dream come true. I mean, he would be so stoked at this moment right now. It's also something current Taylor, me, I've wanted for a while. So this thing's already really rapid with the upgrades it has currently, but we are going to take it to a whole other extreme to make this thing unreasonably fast. I'm talking on-demand wheelies, burnouts, top speeds that a golf cart should definitely never do, but we've got to do it, you know, for science. We're also going to upgrade it and accessorize it a little bit. You know, it's kind of the name of the game, can't help it. But yeah, so I'm pretty excited about this. This thing's going to be, it's going to be interesting for sure. So let me give you a tour of this before we dive into the upgrades and explain why young Taylor would be so hyped on a golf cart. It'll make sense. All right, well, real quick, before we get into the thick of it, what we got going on today, I wanted to talk to you about today's video sponsor, Grüns. Now, this is something I'm so excited about because it is like finally finding something that checks all the boxes. We've got vitamins and minerals, we've got a greens gummy, getting my greens, whole food ingredients, as well as a probiotic. Not to mention the form factor, and this is a real game changer in more ways than one. So it is an 8-pack of gummies. Now 8 might seem like a lot, but this is a lot to pack in some gummies, you know? But the fact of the gummies makes a world of difference in 2 ways. One, the reality is, at least for me, if I'm way more likely to stick to something if I enjoy it. And I look forward to taking my gummies that taste like fruit snacks. They're delicious. So I'm way more likely, it's been way easier for me to stick with it over time because I not only remember, I look forward to it. But there's more than that. The bigger factor is it's a much better way to be able to actually absorb all of those vitamins, minerals, nutrients, whole food ingredients than it is with the greens powders, because with the powders and other stuff, a lot of times it kind of goes right through you. If you're drinking a lot of fluids with it, you pretty much just throw a lot of it away when you go to the bathroom. Oh, got to make sure I don't drink too much water, you know, and really be cognizant of that, which I don't like that. I like being able to drink water when I'm thirsty and I feel like I'm dehydrated. And not to mention the fact that, you know, bringing this bag or bringing a few of my dailies for a trip, this is all I got to bring. It's all I got to do. It's like getting to have a snack and doing something that I need to do anyway. So anyway, I could go on, but I'm just really impressed by these. I think they taste delicious. They absolutely knocked it out of the park. I don't know how they did it. I guess the only problem with these is wanting to eat more when you shouldn't, because they perfectly mix this to be, on a lot of things, 100% of the daily value. Not over, not under. These are so good. Anyway, if you're interested in trying it out for yourself, you can click the link down in the description to get up to 45% off. I'd definitely say if you're looking for a good supplement, covers all the bases, and it's good and easy and simple, you can't beat it, man. You really can't. So that's why I'm so excited about it. Anyway, that being said, we need to get back to it. Got a lot to do. I'm excited about this one. So I'm gonna finish these and get back to work. So when I was a kid, I was always into cars. Cars were my thing for really as long as I can remember. You know, my granddad was a car guy. He had all sorts of projects. I mean, kind of looked like a junkyard sometimes. Bunch of old cars, a ramp truck, all kinds of stuff. My dad was a car guy. So just for me, young age cars. And so I would daydream about driving, having a car, having my own car, being able to drive around. So for me, as a kid, driving a golf cart was like the peak. That was it. That was the best it could get, you know? And my grandparents had a golf cart, and they had a big yard, and very occasionally I would get to drive it around. And when I tell you that was like Christmas for me, if I ever got the chance to drive that thing, it was peak pinnacle of happiness for kid Taylor. I mean, core memory stuff. So as a kid, I would think, one day I'm gonna save up, and I'm gonna buy my own golf cart, and I can drive it whenever I want. May have taken 20 years, but today is that day. Now, it's not just about making young Taylor's dreams come true. My neighborhood happens to be in a golf cart district, which means I can drive legally golf cart around on the road, of course, after I pay a registration fee. But basically, I could drive my golf cart down to the river, to the parts store, to the grocery store, and I've always thought that was so cool, and so does everyone else, because it seems like every other person here has a golf cart. So pretty much the entire time I've lived here, which is 4 years now, I've wanted to get a golf cart, but I just had a hard time justifying it until we started finding the need for it for the race program. We're already bringing a scooter and the one wheels and stuff, so it'd be nice to bring a pit vehicle that could do it all and could haul stuff around and could be used as a push car for when we start doing drag racing with a car with no cooling system and all those things. So finally, after resisting the urge for 4 years, I caved, and we now have a golf cart, both for ripping around the neighborhood and as a pit vehicle at the track. That being said, let me give you a tour of this thing. So it's a 2007 Club Car Precedent. Now, of all the golf cart models, this is probably my favorite aesthetically, which sounds silly. It's a golf cart. But a lot of the newer ones, especially the import ones, they just, I don't know, they just try too hard to look like a modern car or a side-by-side or something with all these aggressive lines and big grills. It's like it's a golf cart. To me, it's supposed to look like a golf cart. I don't want a golf cart that doesn't look like a golf cart, you know? Like, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But the other thing about the Club Car model is they have an all aluminum frame. So the entire frame is aluminum, which obviously makes it lighter, but it means you don't have a steel frame to rust. And I think that's an underrated thing. To me, it's a huge thing. An aluminum frame, you know, versus a steel frame that's gonna rust. So I kind of settled on this model, and this one in particular kind of checked all the boxes. It was local, it's already got the back seats, the extended roof. I like the wheel and tire setup. I'm not a fan of the chrome and black mix, but you know, the offset with the lip, they're a little tacky, typical of golf cart type stuff. But you know, I think maybe with some powder coating, they'll look pretty clean on there. Now, one thing with this is it's an electric cart. And I was wholeheartedly against electric carts before because my experience with electric carts was not very good. They were slow, didn't hold a charge, the batteries needed to be replaced too often. I always said, if I got a cart, it would be a gas cart. I'd never get an electric cart. Until one day it dawned on me that the reason all my electric stuff that I do have works so well is obviously lithium batteries, you know? I mean, my one wheels here, these things can go 12 to 14 miles. Electric scooter, which is our current pit vehicle, lithium batteries, good range, good speed. So I realized, oh, you can probably just swap to lithium batteries, get all those advantages, lose a lot of the disadvantages. Bada bing, bada boom, Bob's your uncle. And that idea led me down the rabbit hole. Pretty deep, and we are deep. So basically, this cart currently does have normal batteries. It's got just lead acid batteries, 48 volts, but what it does have as an upgrade, which is the main selling point, is it already has the AC motor upgrade. Basically, it's converted from a direct current motor to an alternating current motor with a high output controller, which I'll show you. It's in here. We've got our on-the-fly programmer. So basically, it is a much more powerful motor. And even with the regular batteries, this thing is rowdy. I mean, it gets down. But we are gonna take that to another level by putting not only lithium batteries, but a much higher voltage lithium battery setup in it. So it'll be lighter, more range, and have a significant amount more power, which is where we're gonna get the wheelies on demand. But it's already pretty close. So I guess let's take it for a ride before we start getting into the upgrading aspect of it. I've been charging up the Dragy because I wanna get some baseline 60 foots or whatever metric we can use that we can compare when we upgrade it. I struggled with initially on getting a cart, justifying one, was like, everything I could do with a cart, I could do with a car. makes it so fun because you can just like test around ripping it and not really be breaking the law. Suspension again, not great, but we can drive it around the yard. The only problem is to have the high performance tune up on the motor to make it like have that aggressive hit. It limits the drivability a little bit. Alright, let's take this thing back inside and fix it up. I played around with it a lot before now, so I'm ready to upgrade it. What do you think a golf cart likes to be on the front here? For how small and light this thing is, it's actually surprisingly hard to find a good combination of placement with the arms and heights to get this thing on the lift safely and securely, but I eventually found a spot where it seemed pretty solid. That's fine.
Just routine maintenance.
That's what we're doing.
You know, when you get a new VH4 thing to use, you can go through it and then.
It's like a variable, constantly variable alignment. This tie rods are the least of the concerns.
Bad as it is, though, honestly.
It's not bad, you know?
How much is that difference? Like, whoa.
Get a bunch That's what you hear. So fortunately, being a golf cart, things are cheap and easily accessible. So got a bunch of bushings. I know. Oh yeah. Well, let me give you guys a tour under here. So again, this is suspension setup's interesting on these because you got this transverse leaf. That's the word I'm looking for, like a Corvette, and then upper control arm, and then the shock, and then the knuckle that turns. But basically, our bushings there's no bushings on this side. But you can see the aluminum frame. Again, big thing for me, having the aluminum frame. And then you can see the giant AC motor. We'll push this one as far as we can, and if we got to, we'll put a gnarlier motor in it. All right, anyway, we're gonna start taking this thing apart. This is gonna be game changing. We need the suspension to be dialed to go where we're trying to go with this thing, speed-wise. The 60 foot was 3 seconds, like 3.1. One of the things that surprised me with this was not only the fact that I could get these parts super quick. I mean, these bushing kits were like free one day on Amazon, but the cost, I mean, the entire front bushing kit for this thing was like 20 bucks. 20 bucks for every single bushing that goes on the front of this thing. The tie rods, the pair of them, was like 20 bucks. So we get to rebuild this whole front suspension for 40 bucks, which, I mean, hey, you can't beat that compared to what we're used to. Not to mention how easy it's seeming to take this thing apart. Iron on the top. Remember that. Be quizzing you on it later. Which wire was on the top?
It's the orange one.
Don't. Well, just like that, less than 10 minutes, entire front end disassembled. Wow. So here's what's left of our old bushings. That's about it. Or there just wasn't anything there at all. That's about all the bushings we got. So traditionally with cars, when it comes to doing bushings, it is not an enjoyable process to get them out or to get them in. But these, I mean, they were pretty destroyed, so a lot of them just fell out or weren't there. But even the ones that were still there popped right out, and the new ones just popped right in. I mean, no press needed, literally just pushed them in by hand. I was absolutely shocked at how easy this was going. You don't want to jinx yourself, but I mean, even having to pull the steering rack to get these upper control arm bolts out so we could replace those inner bushings, still easy. I mean, what a change of pace. You generally expect something to be easy and it's harder than you expect, and this is definitely the opposite. I did not think pulling this entire front suspension apart would be this quick and this simple, but hey, I mean, guess working on golf cart has its perks. So we got basically everything back in with all our new bushings, and really the last thing was just dialing in this steering joint. It was a little loose, so we had to get a little creative problem solving there to get that nice and tight and get rid of really all of our play across the board. You remember which one went on top? I remembered.
It's
Pepperidge Farm remembered.
what's the answer?
Or what about the panel gaps? Orange.
Say it with me. Orange.
Yeah, I mean before, dude, I wish you could have seen the before. There's like virtually no, I think the only play is in the joint of this thing. All right, drop her down. We'll just put her on the ground when we get to the tie rods. We gotta get the suspension to compress. I didn't notice this earlier.
And they're shot again. Nice.
But we'll eyeball it closer now. I won't throw you off, don't worry. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Did you use it though?
I did, but I feel like it was kind of delayed on like my 60 foot. It said I did a 3-second 60 foot. Like 313. And I was like, dude, it felt way faster than that. Oh my god, dude, it drives so much better. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. It drives better. Before it was like, honk, 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 honk. Oh, might be a little off. Just had a little bump steer.
Just civilian. There's no string.
Maybe that age again and know everything we know now. On the driveway.
I know, right? There's so many cool like house setups back here.
So nice back here.
Spinning the tire, boy.
Who's driving this thing?
Yeah, I see. I was trying to take it on, you know? It's just different. It's like a golf cart, I feel like you can drive around aimlessly and it
This is
doesn't feel weird.
different. No, this is you're golf karting right now.
Right.
We're
like,
cruising
if we were
outside.
driving the F80 around with the windows
No, that's
down,
weird.
it'd be weird.
No, this is fun.
Dude, it's so nice.
This is fun. I want to buy a house back here.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna show you this house. It's somewhere back
I'm
there.
about to sell mine.
The what?
If we had the wrench, could have aligned it.
Oh, true.
Oh, there's another golf cart.
Shopping. Shopping.
It literally looks
It's
like
a shop.
industrial shop.
I didn't even know this existed, first of all.
Yeah, it's like this all the way through. Like every house you go by has a shop.
Even separate almost.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a bear.
Yeah.
What is it big? It's a picture
There.
there.
I think it's a big.
No, just a bear.
So it's like got a whole nother house behind it. You see, it's like a nice shop that matches the house. 2-car garage on the house. It's like pretty rare to see places for sale back here. But it goes all the way, the lot goes all the way to like here.
Dude, a whole nother shop.
That's
there.
what I'm saying, dude. Well, we went on a little cruise and it drives a million times better now. Josue's working on doing the back to black on all the plastic. I am going to change the steering wheel. We got a selection of wheels. We got to decide which one we're going to put on.
Oh, you have it already?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you just
No,
ordered it.
I got it.
Oh, wow.
You
I
know
thought
I
we
got
had
it.
to wait.
Good.
Got that
comes
thing
in a
on,
China
man. That's it.
newspaper, dude. So I'm between this one.
Winner's gonna lose their.
Or a clip, or both.
And screws, yeah. Obviously it screws, dude. Why are you trying to mess my thing up? I just be eating it off like that.
I had the back perspective. I saw it from back here.
This is one bolt left.
And it'll still kick your butt.
Right? It is amazing how one bolt can hold on like that. That side, yep. Boom. Easy squeezy lemon peasy.
Is that how it goes?
I think so.
That seems like it's.
Yeah, I don't see any other way.
Maybe sit and wiggle, but don't pull too hard.
Yeah.
Bash your face.
I don't know if we've ever pulled
That did work for you.
a stock steering wheel off
Yeah.
a Corvette before.
Or not a vet.
Dude,
It's all that was it. Apparently you just had to sit. The unlock button was on the seat. And you just knocked yourself out.
look at that, dude. Now we got a nice steering wheel. I like that. Wish I had all the bolts, but. What if I lose control?
Just brakes on the left.
Full throttle, reverse. Oh yeah, that's nice. Oh, it's almost straight actually. All right, ready for a launch. Yeah, now we can go full lock. Oh yeah, she's a ripper. See how good of a launch we can do in the shop.
That was a test. That was a test when you were just warming up the tires.
It was good though, the rips, solid. All right, well, she's ripping. She's cleaned up. Steering wheel feels nice. I just gotta find some more bolts. There, just set it down here. You know, I don't wanna go crazy and stick LEDs all over this thing, but it is definitely not enough light if you don't have street lights around you. So, do some mirror LED pods. I haven't even looked at them yet. I mean, these are reasonably pricey. $100. A little bulky.
Could just go with the old bicycle style, motorcycle style side mirror.
Ruins the clean vibes.
I think it's the clamps. God! It's looking straight at it like that.
Yeah, that's nice. That's just bright. And then there's the puddle light. Or nope. It's like freaking elephant ears. I'm really stoked the steering wheel worked out. This is actually the OG wheel out of the Miata back when it was a little turbo car all those years ago when me and Adam bought it on a whim. So I've been wanting to put it in something, but it's too small for most of the cars. So it worked out perfect in this and it suits it. So anyway, Raldo and Jose enjoyed cruising around the neighborhood. Just there's something about it, man. It just hits different. It's different. I also made Raldo and Jose, you know, do like dig launches in it. And then like nothing, not on the throttle to full throttle. Stay at it! Just to feel that like kick off the line of acceleration and laughing, smiling. It's produced a lot of smiles. It's hard not to want to go down the rabbit hole, but before we do that, we gotta finish the projects that we have at hand, that we already had planned. So we should probably get back to that. So that being said, mirror light's not gonna work out. We've got some pod lights that we're gonna put on. We do need some more light. Some more headlights for the front. So I'm hoping I should be able to mount these kind of right here in this little pocket. A little bit of a double bracket situation, but other than that, it shouldn't be too complicated. So let's get to it. It's definitely a tight fit in the spot that I want to put these in, but I'm hoping if we make this bracket just right, we can squeeze them in there because it's kind of the most subtle place. I want the lights, and I do like the look of having pod lights, but I also don't want them to be just stuck on there and just sticking out like a sore thumb. So this should be a nice compromise, assuming we can make them fit. Again, the bracket's going to add some space. So we got our pieces of aluminum cut and bent, and I just wanted to grind down kind of the edges where they're going to be close to the bodywork and just give us a little bit more clearance there. And we've got to be really precise with these holes because the light can really only fit in one exact spot. So we don't have a lot of wiggle room. There's really only one way that this can go on, if at all. So with the bracket on, it's looking like it's going to fit. So we mark where we want to put it and then have to screw it on separately and then bolt the light to it. And fortunately, it fits. Again, barely. It's touching up against the bodywork, but it fits. And even better than that, the shape of these pod lights tucks in perfectly with this rubber piece that secures the windshield. I mean, it's like they were made together. The slope and the angle, it couldn't fit more tightly. Dude, I am stoked on how that turned out. They are not even noticeable in a good way, especially with the caps on. See what they look like with the caps off. Yeah, I'm happy with that. All right, well, I want to try them out real quick before we go through the trouble to wire them up. All right, so this should be running lights. Oh, that's cool. They're actually brighter than I thought. Or maybe those aren't. Maybe that's actual lights. Oh, no, okay. That's lights. Oh, wow. Yeah, that makes a big difference. All right, so that's running lights. Nothing running lights. Actual headlight. Oh yeah. Don't even really need the headlight anymore. It doesn't really do anything. Yeah, those are great. Wow, sweet. Okay, I'm really pumped on that. Kind of want to go test. Let's go test them out. Just real quick. We got to. Regular headlight, running lights. Oh my goodness. Yeah, see, that is plenty. You can see everything. That's crazy. Dude, that's wild. Those are bright. Oh, also, I don't know if I showed you guys this earlier in the video, but for pit vehicle usage, and for around here, backseat converts into a truck bed. I gotta go fix it before it gets too dark. So after putting the golf cart and the lights to some use around my yard, which is totally unnecessary, but I mean, you know, you got it. Might as well use the features. But it was time to do the kind of dreaded part of literally tearing this thing apart so that we could do our wiring. We've got things that we need to tap into potentially, and we've got a bunch of wires to route. You know, these headlight pod light kits, when they come with wiring, they come with a crazy long amount of wiring, and it's a lot to tuck in there. All right, well, we got this thing pretty torn apart to do our wiring and route our little on-the-fly controller up. So basically, 48-volt system. To run 12-volt accessories, you have to run a voltage reducer. It takes that 48 volts, converts it down to 12 volts, or just a separate 12-volt battery system. What we're gonna do is we're gonna mount this. This is gonna be our 12-volt system, and then we'll just use Milwaukee batteries. So then, instead of having to have a separate charger to charge the 12 volts on top of the charger to charge the batteries and all this extra stuff, literally just have this. And when we drain the battery, just pop it out, pop a new one in. Boom. So the reason we went with the Milwaukee battery system is just simplicity. If we want to have a separate system, which we do, it's the easiest way to do it. We don't have to have an extra charger. We don't have to have a large deep cycle battery, which was kind of the original plan because we wanted to run an audio system off of this, you know, an amp and speakers. And I had the amp, I ordered the speakers, I got this really nice setup. And then I realized I'm just not the person that's going to ride around blaring music, this thing being open. If I can hear it, everyone else can too. So we decided to go a different direction on the audio system, something simpler. That makes more sense. The other one was just overboard for what we need, which then simplifies our electric system a lot. but we still wanted to keep it separate so that way our accessories aren't pulling from our battery that's powering the cart. They're two separate systems. We don't have to worry about one interfering with the other, our accessories messing up our range. And the Milwaukee battery is by far the lightest and simplest way to do it. And we're trying to keep this thing lightweight, we're trying to make a race cart here. So I went ahead and shortened up this wiring for the pod lights because it is absurdly long and golf carts are small. There's not a lot of room to tuck wires back behind that dash, if you even want to call it that. So we've got to be kind of as frugal as possible with what we're putting back there and keep it as minimal as we can, which is what really worked out with the Milwaukee system because we basically got just a simple little harness for our accessories with our 2-pin plugs splitting off to everything that we need. So we got all that tucked back behind the dash and got it set up. And really the last thing we need to make this thing road legal is mirrors. You have to have mirrors. And I think no matter what, they're not going to look great, but hopefully these will look decent enough, subtle enough. I'm still not in love with the mirrors. I might change them yet again. These are like $20. It's definitely better than the other setup was, that's for sure. Boom. So with our main accessory wiring system, proof of concept finished, battery mounted, it works with the pod lights, we could go ahead and install the other stuff that's going to run off that, including these rock lights. Now it's funny, I haven't done any sort of underglow on any vehicle in a long time, but I don't know, just something about it with the golf cart. It's, we had to do it. I had to do it. So we got an 8-pack of these rock lights with the controller. We've already got the controller mounted and wired. So all we really need to do is mount our rock lights strategically where we want them and then run all the wires up together and tie them into the box. And we should have a pretty bright rock light setup. All right, cable management done. Let's try it out. We'll test it before we drop it down just to make sure. All the way back. So let's see what it looks like on the ground. Drop it down. Take your time. Don't rush.
I'm rushing.
Any day now.
Halfway down. All right.
Whoa, that's pretty cool. It's like pink and blue, and it's brighter because it's using 2 colors. It's like if you just do like a blue, it's not very bright. Or same with like a red, because it's only using 1 LED. The red is pretty bright.
So the pink is blue and red?
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then it's a bluish titanium colored. Titanium looking bolt. I may or may not have ordered some cool wheels for this thing too. Different tires. It's for the speed, okay? Needed a larger tire for top speed abilities. What about like with those things facing forward and in the center? Tune! Big tuner. Switch that to running lights, and we'll do headlights. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Look at that. Underglow. First thing I've had underglow on in a long time.
Party on wheels. Boom. Oh yeah. Turn it all the way up now. Let's see.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's the plan. Gotta do a launch. Ready? All right, well, I would say that is a wrap for now. I am really happy with how this thing turned out. Yeah, my blue steering bolts. We're definitely going down the rabbit hole, and we've got more upgrades coming. Now, my plan was to also get the lithium done in this video, so we could just have all the upgrades done in one shot, but obviously, rabbit hole, want to do some other stuff too. But with the lithium, I was gonna order just an off-the-shelf kit, but then I came across this guy who builds these really nice custom lithium battery banks with even higher voltage, i.e. more power, and I couldn't help myself. So I ordered one of those, but obviously being custom, it's gonna take a little bit longer to get here, which means we gotta wait for it. So we'll have to do that next time. But for now, I think we are pretty well wrapped up. We made this little hitch for this thing to move the boat around, and it actually worked surprisingly well. So I'm stoked on this thing. I just want to go drive it and rip it, but I'm real eager to put some more power to it. Finally start doing our wheelies on demand. How do you feel about it?
Feels cool. Things, wheelies are bust.
Yeah, no, we got to do wheelies.
But the power is there already. These things are really neat.
Yeah.
The electric ones.
I didn't think it was going to do much with the lead acids. So just can't wait to see it with the lithium. So anyway, I could jibber jabber on and on, but for now, I think that is going to be a wrap. I'm glad we have this thing though, because the boat, we can't ride it for a while because the river is in flood stage. So the boat ramps are all closed, and they probably will be for another month. So this is like our fresh air machine for the time being. So don't forget, if you're interested in trying Grunes for yourself, click the link down in my description to get up to 45% off. Again, I've been really impressed. I gave Raldo and Jose a bunch of packets of the gummies to try out.
Tasty.
Dude, they're good. So anyway, yeah, okay. I'm jibber jabbering. That's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I will see you guys next time for the RX-7 build. But for now, that's it. All right, goodbye.